today I want to talk about the number 2 killer of Americans. Number 1, of course, is doctors. But let's look at number 2 killer, cardiovascular disease. We're talking about congestive heart failure, cardiomyopathy, heart disease, coronary artery disease, thrombotic stroke, coronary thrombosis, pulmonary embolism, deep vein thrombosis, spider veins, varicose veins, hemorrhoids, which are varicose veins in a funny place, and aneurysms, which are up here in your head, and aorta. All of these things are simple nutritional deficiencies, with the exception of coronary artery disease, which is a combination of a nutritional deficiency and a inflammatory process, because people are eating too many inflammatory foods. We'll get into that. But the rest of them are all nutritional deficiencies. None of them have anything to do with genetics. None of them have anything to do with cholesterol. Okay, so let's look at congestive heart failure. Congestive heart failure, and of course all these things are in the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Again, the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. And congestive heart failure is a deficiency of a single vitamin. We've known that for over 300 years. It goes back to 1742. And it was actually discovered by a Japanese naval surgeon. You take this one extra vitamin on top of the 90 essential nutrients, and you're going to support and promote healthy cardiovascular physiology and function. And we've had people who run 27 prescription drugs. These people have been on the heart transplant list for 3 years, and guess what? Their doctors, after just a week on the program, took them off of 27 prescription drugs, took them off the heart transplant list, and declared them cured. Now, cardiomyopathy heart disease is a cause of sudden heart death in athletes and people do hard physical work. They want you to blame that on genetics, but cardiovascular disease, cardiomyopathy heart disease, hypertrophic cardiomyopathy heart disease is a simple deficiency of a single mineral. I'm the only guy who's ever done 1,700 autopsies in human beings that have died of cardiomyopathy heart disease, a deficiency of a single mineral, and it's published in both English and U.S. scientific journals, and Chinese in Mandarin and Cantonese Chinese scientific journals. And then there's 1,700. It's a deficiency of a single mineral. In pigs, it's called cardiomyopathy heart disease in humans. In pigs, it's called Mulberry heart disease, caused by the same mineral deficiency. Coronary artery disease is caused by a reduced intake of antioxidants to protect your arteries from inflammation, things like vitamin C, vitamin E, bioflavonoids, those sorts of things. And then, of course, the inflammation piece, which comes from, and I said this in 1971, and it's just now being sort of 50 years later being said that by others that it's a inflammatory disease. Eating fried foods, processed meats, oils, things like gluten, wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Thrombosis. This is one of my 8 lawsuits against the FDA and federal court in which I prevailed. Thrombosis, coronary thrombosis, where you get a coronary artery blocked by a blood clot. Thrombotic stroke, where you get a brain artery clogged by a blood clot. Pulmonary embolism, and then, of course, deep vein thrombosis. These are all caused by a deficiency, an overt deficiency of omega-3 essential fatty acids, or a ratio problem between omega-3s, 6s, and 9s. And then spider veins, varicose veins, hemorrhoids, which are, again, varicose veins in a funny place, and aneurysms. Those are 3 venous diseases, and arterial disease, aneurysms, whether in your brain, your heart, or aorta, or pulmonary artery, or iliac arteries, femoral arteries, are just simple deficiencies of a single mineral. Okay? And these are easily reversed, easily prevented. All these diseases are easily prevented. They have nothing to do with genetics. So if you had everybody in your family die of cardiovascular disease, guess what? You get the book Epigenetics, contact your young people associate and say, hey, I need the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. I want to reduce my risk of cardiovascular disease. And when you see your hair color coming back, if you have white, gray, or silver hair, you see your hair color coming back, you see your spider veins, your varicose veins, and hemorrhoids sort of reducing in size. You say, oh my gosh, guess what? My blood vessels, my cardiovascular system is healing on the inside. Okay, so you can have these external signals that things are good or going on the inside, because the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack is designed to support and promote healthy maintenance repair of the heart, arteries, veins, capillaries, and anything to do with the cardiovascular system. Okay? Epigenetics, the death of the genetic theory of disease transmission. Now, this research is based on billions of dollars of research in the livestock and pet industry. This is not something I'm making up and hoping and praying is true. This is drop-dead predictable. Okay, this is where these nutrients, these minerals, and these vitamins were proven to be essential nutrients by producing and reversing and preventing these diseases. So there's no doubt about it. And, of course, cardiologists make their living by treating you for these things rather than preventing and get rid of them. So if you're smart, like I think you are, because you're listening to this program, what you want to do is contact your Youngevity associate and get the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. And you look up congestive heart failure, cardiomyopathy, heart disease, coronary artery disease, thrombosis, spider vein, varicose vein, hemorrhoids, and aneurysms, and you'll be amazed what you can do to reduce your risk of these things, prevent them, reverse them. Amazing. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to call. No, we're going to do your Pearls of Wisdom. What's going on?
We're going to talk about this guy. I found a story here originally on Fox News, and it says why one man started drinking 10 Cokes a day and the crazy stuff that happened to him. This guy's name's George Pryor, and he's a pretty health-conscious guy, does a paleo diet with high protein, low carbs, and exercises semi-regularly. He's weighed 168 pounds. And he decided after seeing him and his brother were talking, and the brother had told him about an actor he'd seen on television that had said they drank 10 Cokes a day to gain weight for a role. And then he saw a USDA report that claimed the average American eats about 156 pounds of sugar every year. That's added sugar. And he says, well, I wanted people to get to think about how much sugar they're eating. So he set up a website to follow his progress. 1 month later, that's just 30 days later, he had gained 23 pounds, increased his body fat by almost 6%, and his blood pressure went from 129 over 77 to 143 over 96. And it says the 10 Cokes pack a whopping 1,400 calories, 390 grams of sugar. Say 390 is a lot of sugar, the equivalent to 14 and a half Snickers bars. And so they according to the Center for Science of the Public Interest, they report that the average American consumes about 18 to 23 teaspoons. That's 72 to 92 grams of added sugar every day. And they say that could you really get to 390 very easily without, just eating nothing but cookies? So they decided to put out what they call a hypothetical daily diet. It consists of, for breakfast, 2 servings of Honey Smack cereal with 1 cup of skim milk. That's 48 grams. 8 ounces of orange juice, 22 grams. Coffee with 2 packets of sugar. That's 6 grams. Snack during the midday, a coffee cake muffin, 51 grams. For lunch, a 12-inch sweet onion chicken teriyaki sandwich, 50 grams. And a Coke, that was 51 grams. Afternoon snack, a latte, that was 49 grams. Dinner, lean cuisine, peeled chicken, and that's 15 grams. And for dessert, a cup of Ben & Jerry's chocolate chip ice cream with some sundae syrup on top. That's 73 grams. Grand total, 359 grams. And, other than the lean cuisine dinner, this is the average kind of diet, that a lot of Americans eat, Doc. So, no wonder we're all obese, considering that, the government and medical doctors tell us, all you need to do to control your weight is exercise and don't eat too much.
Yeah, well, of course, they missed it badly. We know that being overweight and obese is due to a nutritional deficiency. It has nothing to do with lack of exercise and eating too much. And when you're deficient in certain nutrients, you get cravings, you get the munchies. And if you choose soft drinks, you're going to get a lot of calories, as you pointed out very well. And so it's probably the poorest choice of all. When you're minerally deficient, you have those cravings, choosing soft drinks to try and satisfy those cravings is just absolutely, positively the wrong thing you can do. I'd rather see you eat a handful, get a handful of nuts, crack the nuts. Don't get shelled nuts because they might have been processed on machinery that also processes wheat products like pretzels and trail mix and things like that. But you can get nuts in the shell, walnuts and pecans and Brazil nuts and almonds and so forth, and crack them yourself and eat them. They're quite safe, and they will satisfy that craving when you're minerally deficient. Now, mineral deficiencies are the things that cause people to have the munchies and cravings and binge eating. And again, if you choose soft drinks, as a way to try and satisfy these cravings, you are going to gain some weight because of the calories. There's one little gal in Terre Haute, Indiana, Natalie Hayhurst, back a couple of years ago. She was on the news all the time because she ate light bulbs. Well, thank God there's no calories in light bulbs. She just liked them because they were crunchy. Okay? And we have to be sure that everybody gets their 90 essential nutrients. If you have any questions about that, get a hold of that book, Rare Earths, Forbidden Cures, and you can look at any mineral. You see, oh my gosh, if any of these minerals are deficient, you're going to get cravings. We'll be back with Dead Doctors on live to these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Iowa. And Rainier, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Rainier, you're on the air.
Hi, Doc. How are you today?
Okay, how can I help you?
Okay, look, and this is quite embarrassing to be asking on a live show, but here's the thing. I've been having continuous runs for the last 4 days, since Thursday, and I can't seem to figure out exactly what it is, and it's the first time it's ever happened this way.
Okay, sure. Have you ever had this? You said it's the first time. You never had this before?
No, I've only had it momentarily for one time, usually when you eat something bad, and then once I clean up whatever's whatever's in there, everything is great afterwards. This has not been for the last 4 days.
Yeah, have you have a history of any skin problems, any eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, or rosacea?
No, but I have had athlete's foot on the right foot for quite some time, on and off. It doesn't always go off.
What about respiratory problems? Any chronic bronchitis or asthma?
Nope.
Did you ever have your appendix out?
Nope.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I do.
Do they have any health problems?
No, they do not.
Nobody has skin problems, bowel problems, or respiratory problems?
No, not that I know of.
Okay, what do you weigh, Rainier?
About 155 pounds.
Okay, are you taking longevity products yet?
Yes, I've been taking them since July 2013.
Okay, good. And I'm assuming you're taking the 90.
I am taking the 90. I've been taking in the last 2 months, I've been taking glucogel. I take enzymes before I eat. I take the sweeties because I have a tendency to fall asleep after eating a meal, which I'll ask you another question later on for that one. And I believe that's it. I'm taking, a few other things.
And how long have you been taking the sweeties for the reactive hypoglycemia?
It's, I would say about a year.
Year, okay. And do you still fall asleep after meals?
Sometimes. This is the key.
Yeah, okay. So, Shar, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, what do you think? What do you think Rainier's problem is? He's taking the 90 plus extra sweeties, and he's still, on occasion, falling asleep after meals. What do you think's going on here?
He's got an absorption problem.
Yep, I think you're right. And, of course, he may have a gluten intolerance here because of his diarrhea. And the fact that it happened some time ago a little bit, and then now he's having longer. And he may... How old are you, Rainier?
I am 31 years old.
Okay. Yeah. And sometimes symptoms, overt symptoms, bowel symptoms don't show up until you're older and adult. And so hang on. We'll come back and we'll give you some suggestions on what to add to your program, what to take away, and we'll walk you through this. Hang on. We'll be right back with Dead Doctors on live for these messages. Okay, Doug, we're going right back to Iowa and Rainier. Okay, 155 pounds. We're going to do what Char suggests here. I'd like you to take 2 at 155 pounds. I want you to kind of err on upgrading here. You need to have 2 of the healthy start packs, 1 full dose of everything twice a day. Then the sweeties, I want you to go for 9 a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. And I would also go for the Immortalium. And this encourages your body to repair systems that are down. This encourages stem cells and that sort of stuff. It's based on the 2009 Nobel Prize-winning chemistry, Immortalium. Go ahead and take 2 of those twice a day, be 1 bottle a month of the Immortalium. And as Char said, you got to stay away from gluten, no wheat, brown, and oats. This includes dog food, cat food, bird food, fish food, your spouse, mother-in-law, anybody in the household, kids, because of cross-contamination in the laundry, the bed you sleep in, the couch everybody sits at, the food preparation surfaces, and you do have an absorption problem, it sounds like. So give us a call every couple of weeks after you start this, and be obsessive about the gluten-free stuff. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Denver, Colorado, and Lenny, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Lenny, you're on the air.
Hi, how you doing?
Okay, sir, how can we help you?
Good. 2010, I had a corneal transplant. Then in my other eye went blind. I had a keratoconus, and I got another corneal transplant. Now my eyes are vision's kind of fuzzy and like a white haze.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you ever have any rough skin on the back of your arms?
Yeah, a little bit.
Skin?
Yeah, a little bit.
Did you have any bronchitis or asthma as a kid?
No.
Did you have your appendix out?
No, the thing I had out was my tonsils.
Okay, the other end, okay. Did you ever have any bowel problems, diverticulitis, colitis, irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, anything like that?
No.
Okay, do you have any brothers and sisters?
No, only child.
Okay, only child. All right. Now, when you have keratoconus and you have ulcerative corneal disease, you're going to do a corneal transplant, or you get foggy corneas and they give you a corneal transplant, you have a vitamin A deficiency, and this is almost always caused by gluten intolerance, okay?
Okay.
And that's why Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles went blind. Same thing, they had keratoconus and corneal ulcer disease as kids. It's a vitamin A deficiency caused by gluten intolerance. Can't absorb vitamin A. It's a very big, clumsy molecule. How much do you weigh, Lenny?
320.
Okay, and how tall are you, sir?
5'8".
Okay. All right, Shar?
Yes.
Yeah, here's a guy with gluten intolerance. He's 5'8". I think guy 5'8" should weigh 175, 180 kind of thing. And so he's 140 pounds overweight. What would you do for him?
Well, I'd get him, first he needs to get on I would get him on 3 brain and heart packs.
Okay.
And then he needs the ASAP to lose the weight.
Okay. Hang on here, Lenny. We'll come back and we'll lay this out for you, what we think you should do after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go right back to Colorado and Lenny. Okay, Shar said the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, I'll tell you why she chose that one, goes 1 per 100 pounds of body weight and 320. She's exactly right. You have to take 3 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs per month. And that's to give you maximum amounts of the 90 essential nutrients. You're going to take 3 of the selenium, the ultimate selenium, at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 1 ounce of the Osteo FX Plus at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's the calcium, magnesium, vitamin D3, and minerals, 78 minerals. And you're going to go ahead and take 3 ounces a day, 1 at breakfast, 1 at lunch, 1 at dinner. 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Then that's going to have you take 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and 3 of the EFAs at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All that will be accomplished by the 3 healthy brain and heart packs. Then we'd like you to take what we call ASAP. ASAP, I want you to get 2 bottles a month. You take 1 dropperful, not a drop, but a dropperful under your tongue 30 minutes before each meal. And then a second dropperful under your tongue 15 minutes before each meal. Within a couple of weeks, you're going to start losing anywhere from a half a pound to 2 pounds a day. I've had big guys like yourself, up to 400, 500, 600 pounds. They can lose up to 4 pounds a day. It's quite healthy because they're getting the 90 essential nutrients. And let's see here. I'd also have you, if you drink soft drinks or any other carbonated drinks, I'd switch it over to our Rebound or sports drink. We have people lose 20 pounds in a month just replacing their soft drinks with the sport drink Rebound. The other sports drinks on the market have 2 nutrients to 6 nutrients. Our Rebound has 100. And then give us a call every couple of weeks. Be sure, Lenny, you're on a drop-dead gluten-free diet and a wheat, barley, rye, and oats so you can maximize your absorption. You say, well, why am I so heavy if I'm not absorbing? Well, you can absorb calories when you have gluten intolerance, but you're not efficiently absorbing minerals, and that's what's causing you to have an appetite to eat more than you should, or maybe choosing poorly and drinking soft drinks and that kind of stuff. So give us a call. Make sure you're drop dead, no fried food, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, and give us a call every 2 weeks. We want to know your weight, blood pressure, all that kind of stuff. We'll walk you through this. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Scottsdale, Arizona, and Naomi, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Naomi, you're on the air.
Yes, thank you. I am a mother of 4 and 3 children in need of your advice.
Okay.
My 9-year-old, she was diagnosed with cerebral palsy at 1, even though 2 MRIs show that there is nothing wrong with her brain. She shows spastic diplegia, which is like just tightness in her muscles, and she tiptoes. The doctor's prescribing a surgery for the tendons.
Okay. Tell me about the second one.
The second one is a 7-year-old. Last year, he started experiencing allergies, stuffy nose, and a nagging cough between winter and spring. And so he has that right now. And my 5-year-old, since he could talk, he is a craver of candy. And I know he's missing something. He doesn't eat much meat. He doesn't like it. So I don't know if that has to do with anything.
Does he eat chicken or eggs?
Eggs, but not much.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, do any of these 3 kids have any skin problems, any eczema, dermatitis, rough skin on the back of their arms or legs?
They don't, but my husband does. He is allergic to so many things.
Yeah. Okay. Now, do any of them have any respiratory problems like asthma, bronchitis?
No.
Okay. Do any of them have any bowel problems, constipation, diarrhea?
My 5-year-old, lately, he suddenly gets diarrhea. I don't know if it's after giving him, like, a couple of oranges. But he doesn't eat oranges all the time. But I noticed last month he had 2 oranges, and then he had diarrhea and a constant, immediate rash in his booty. And
now tell me about the rash. Do any of the other kids get a rash?
No. Actually, yeah, my 2-year-old, when he would eat something acidy.
Okay, your 3-year-old gets a rash.
Yeah.
Okay, now tell me about yourself. Do you have any skin problems, any dry skin in the back of your arms or thighs, or any eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, or rosacea?
No, I don't, but I do have a hemorrhoid for the last year.
Okay. Thank you for that information. And do you have any chronic respiratory problems yourself?
No, I don't.
Any bowel problems, constipation, diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome, colitis?
I don't know if it's regular to go like once a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's regular to go, have a bowel movement once a day. That's perfect. Okay. Well, Shar, what do you think is going on here?
Well, it could be a gluten problem.
Yeah.
Even though they don't have obvious signs of it, but all the things, getting different things wrong with you means you're not absorbing.
Yeah, one has a chronic cough during the wintertime. What do your kids eat for breakfast in the wintertime? Do they eat oatmeal or French toast or Pop-Tarts, or what do they eat?
Well, they eat at school, and usually everything's gluten.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At home, it's the usual cereal, which I'm removing that and becoming strict as of this weekend, because I was given the news about my daughter that she needed a surgery, and I really want to try something different.
Well, I would wait a little bit on the surgery. It's not an urgent thing, so I'd wait a little bit. And so, I believe Shar is correct that this is a gluten thing, because your kids are getting gluten at school, and you've been feeding them cereal at home on the weekends or whatever. And so, and they're getting little signals here. And a child that has problems with their tendons, they're tiptoeing around, diagnosed with cerebral palsy, but they can't find anything on a CAT scan or MRI, they all sort of add up to me to gluten intolerance. And so I want you and your spouse and the dog and the cat and the bird and the fish and these kids and mother-in-law, everybody in the household has got to be gluten-free. No fried food, no processed meats with nitrates and nitrites, no oils. It means no olive oil, coconut oil, mayonnaise, salad dressings, cooking oils, all that's got to go. And then each of these kids should take the Healthy Start Pack, just the basic Healthy Start Pack, and that's for 100 pounds for a month. And so if they weigh 50 pounds, that'd be one Healthy Start Pack would last them 2 months. If they weigh 30 pounds, one Healthy Start Pack will last them 3 months. If they weigh 75 to 80 pounds, like the older one, 9 years old, if she's a little bit heavy, which I doubt with that story, but if she's a little bit heavy, she weighs, say, 70, 80 pounds, I'd definitely give her, dose her with the Healthy Start Pack, 1 per month, and give a half a dose of everything at breakfast, half a dose of everything at dinner. And clean up the house because of cross-contamination in the laundry, the food preparation surfaces, the couch where everybody watches TV. And I would get the glucogel for the one that has the tendon problems. I would also get her the de-stress capsule. Now, there's one that they said has cerebral palsy. Is she slow, or is she good at school, or does she have any speech problems?
She's slow, yeah. She's in a special needs class. It's also a short attention span, like ADD.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, make sure you get them all off of sugar. Get them all off of sugar, and make sure, that you eat the same way. And let's see how this works. Go ahead and get a bottle of glucogel. I would go ahead and give her about 3 of those glucogel twice a day. You can open up the capsules and put them in applesauce if you want to. Give them to her, and call us every couple of weeks, and we'll walk you through this. We'll see if we can get going here. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Longevity, 90 for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Florida. And Ray, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Ray, you're on the air.
Hello, Dr. Wallach. I have a 2-part question for you.
Okay.
A lot of people have plaque. Accumulating in their arteries, whether they know it or not. If we assume that the plaque is caused by multiple nutritional deficiencies, can we also assume that if we correct those nutritional deficiencies, that the arteries will heal themselves and the plaque will go away? And part 2, do you have a secret sauce for that?
Okay, very good question. All right. Let's see, Shar?
Yes.
Does cholesterol cause plaque and plugging of the arteries?
Absolutely not, but we do have a secret sauce for it.
Okay, well, what do you think causes plugging of the arteries if it's not cholesterol?
It's burnt animal fat, or salad oils, margarine, canola oil, olive oil, stuff like that.
What? Olive oil is supposed to be good for you.
No, it kills you.
Okay. All right. You're exactly right. The plaque in the arteries is caused not by cholesterol or saturated fats. It's caused by trans fatty acids, heterocyclic amines, and acrylamides, which, as Shar said, comes from burnt animal fats, from oxidized oils, including things like almond butter and things like peanut butter, things like olive oil, coconut oil, and you're looking at margarines and so forth. Fried foods. It's just, even gluten can be inflammatory and irritate the arteries. And if you're not taking in enough of the antioxidants to protect the lining of your arteries, you're definitely going to get plaque. But it has nothing to do with cholesterol or saturated fat. Now, Shar, what would be the secret sauce that we would use to support and promote healthy blood flow through obstructed arteries and actually supporting maintenance repair of those arteries?
It's called Ultimate Daily, and I call it the Roto-Rooter vitamin.
Ultimate Daily. Mm-hmm, that is exactly correct. Now, I actually have a billionaire in New York who had 98% blockage of 2 of his 3 major coronary arteries, and the doctors wanted to do bypasses and install stents, and he didn't want to do that. So we gave him 2 of the Healthy Brain and Heart Packs to give him the basic needs, and to satisfy his basic needs for the 90 essential nutrients, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids. Gave him 9 of the Ultimate Daily tablets, as Shar says, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. That's 2 bottles a month. And 6 months later, he was going to do something that required a cardiovascular exam because of his history of having those plugged arteries. They were, saying, well, you might not be able to climb the Himalayas here, and so we need to have you do another exam and see if anything's changed. Well, we were able to support and promote maintenance repair because when they did the retest, he went from 98% blockage of 2 main coronary arteries to 100% open. Okay, in this program, but he also gave up the fried foods, the processed meats, the oils, and the gluten. So it's a process. You got to give up all the bad stuff that caused the problem, and then you have to begin to repair things. And this is by supporting and promoting maintenance repair And here's a case where the Ultimate Daily tablets are designed to do that. They'll support and promote healthy blood pressure, and they'll support and promote healthy blood flow through obstructed arteries. And we've done this. I mean, Shar, have you seen it happen multiples of times, or it's just a one-time thing?
No. If people do what they're supposed to do, it always happens.
Yeah, we've seen it for 36 years. It works very, very predictably as gravity, as Shar says, okay? So, Ray, give us a call. Call a Youngevity associate and get a hold of these products. Okay, Doug, do we have another thing here? How much time we got?
About 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Well, I'm going to go ahead and take it and remind everybody to get my new book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, and find out why the top 20 longevity cultures, who are all third-world illiterate cultures, no doctors, no hospitals, no clinics, and no insurance, they have 40 times their 100-year-olds we do. They have 100 per 250 their population. We have 100 per 10,000. Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Well, thank you, Shar. Super job as usual. Thank you, Doug and Richard. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.